Welcome, everyone, to episode 96 of 1 Hour, 1 Decision, 1H1D. I am Chris.
And I am Tom.
And we take 60 minutes and play a random game on Xbox Game Pass and decide we want that roll 6, don't we?
You know, Chris, randomness is often decided by dice.
You're right. Our selections are always made by die.
No. It could be.
It could.
We don't know what the surprise button's doing in the background there.
It's just rolling a six-sided die the entire time. That's how it works.
There are only ever 6 choices.
Yeah. So this episode, if you haven't figured it out, we're going to be talking about Dicey Dungeons by Distractionware Limited. And this game came out back in August of 2019. I played this on the PC, and it was 1.13 gigabytes on the PC. Tom, what about you?
906.1 megabytes.
Wow. Okay. Pretty efficient there. Distractionware Limited. 300
megabytes of savings.
Indeed.
Well, 200.
200 and some change, yeah, but yeah. Maths, you know?
Yeah.
Who cares about numbers? But what kind of game is this?
A game that deals with numbers? Well, I have turn-based dungeon crawler.
Yeah. I just put dice-based card game?
Question mark?
Yeah.
Yeah. Neither of us is wrong.
Yeah. Just
different ways to approach the question.
Different sides of the die, maybe? All right.
I hate you. What's the game loop, fancy pants over there?
I have traverse levels by beating things up with your die.
Oh. Like physically? Like do you put them in a sack and then like beat people with them?
Ooh. That would be kind of cool if you could do that, actually. But no.
How about this? Use dice to activate abilities to defeat enemies and complete the dungeon.
Yes. Yeah. That's a better description of what what the game loop is, I think. But
that's the actual game loop.
Yeah. I did like the 10,000 foot observation of this game, and you went right down to the nitty-gritty brass tacks here. This is what you do.
This is how you play the game.
And how you play the game, for sure. Yeah. So
speaking of playing that game,
yeah,
Chris.
Yeah.
What did you like about playing this game?
First of all, like it had a very cool art and music style, I thought. Like, you know, it was just like the music just got you going. It was a little like it was bright, just like the art style. It was very like we've talked about, and I think you put this in your notes too. It's going to age well because of how it looks. It looks great. I think it looks great for what it is. Cutesy look, and I appreciated the fact that there's. I looked at the options before I started the game, and I'm glad I did because I saw that there was a relaxed mode, and I immediately turned that on because this game has. For me, it was an uphill. It was already an uphill battle because it was both a card game and I guess I don't know. Would you call it? Is it a roguelike? Not really, right? Because I don't know if I didn't die during my playthrough, but yeah. I don't know if you start all the way over or whatnot. But it is a dungeon crawler. To your point, you're constantly traversing further and further down. And I gotta say, like. It was pretty easy to pick up and play. Like it threw you right into the thick of things. There's a little bit of like an intro into what's going on, but yeah, you're thrown right into it. And it's like it, and this was, I thought, another great example of a show don't tell, where they gave you just enough to learn, and then each new level they keep adding new features, but like. You know, it's just layering on top of that, which I thought was a great job of what they game progression, I think. What about you, Tom?
I want to agree 100% on the art style. I think it looks great. It kind of gives me like an Adventure Time kind of vibe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which, is awesome.
Yep.
The the tutorial, maybe in quotation marks, it teaches the game very quickly and effectively. There's not a lot of tutorial, like you kind of pointed to, but what it does do is it very quickly goes, this is how you use these things, this is how you advance. Okay, go.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, it as they add new things, like merchants or pickups or whatever, they do them one at a time and let you get used to them before they throw in something else.
So did you play this in relax mode as well?
I did not.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I played it in standard.
Ooh. So just like they were efficient with their size of their game, I mean, they like again, like the way that they introduced the game was very efficient. Very, I thought they did a really good job about that. Um, yeah, anything else that you want to bring up about things that you liked about this game?
Oh yeah, definitely. I enjoyed the multiple paths to
Hmm.
kind of tackle the dungeons. Really, at each level, you need to get to the exit,
Right.
but you don't necessarily have to beat up everybody on a given level to get to
Mm.
the exit. So there's a level of risk versus reward where it's like, okay, do I want to go over there and get that health pickup? Do I want to go over there and get that experience or get
Yeah,
that item, or do I want to just beeline it to the exit and get down to the boss to complete the run?
that's
Uh,
interesting. Because because I played it in relax mode, I felt like there wasn't as many paths for me to get to. I
mm,
only got to I think got to like 5 levels down or something like that. Um, and because of that, it felt like the paths were a lot smaller. But maybe I didn't have enough enemy. I don't know. I don't know how your experience was with that. Was it that branching
no,
early on?
not in like the first level or two. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Those are pretty linear. But as you get further down and there are more enemies and things, you have more options.
Hmm.
And it could be procedurally generated. I don't
Oh yeah,
know
that's a
how
good point.
these levels are being generated. I don't know if what you saw and what I saw were the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair point. Um,
Speaking of that,
mhm.
lots of different enemies. I don't
Sure.
think I ran into the same enemy twice in the
Hmm.
whole time I was playing, which
Yeah.
I was kind of impressed by. Because usually with the card games, you end up battling the same thing like 18
Mm,
times.
yeah.
Whereas I literally did not fight the same enemy twice
Hmm.
on the way down.
Which then kind of leads to the fact that maybe it isn't procedurally generated. Maybe
Right.
they are crafted more. I don't know. Um,
Yeah, or maybe there's some mix of it where it's like
right.
there are these are the enemies that you're going to encounter in
In that
stage
particular,
3.
yeah, yeah.
Um, I'm
And
not
just
sure.
like where they place them on the board and stuff like that. Yeah. It's yeah, that's definitely possible. But yeah.
Uh, and I do also want to say just a little bit more.
Yeah.
There are a variety of different enemies with different powers, which I think is cool. It's not
Hmm.
just a visual difference.
Right.
They have different, power sets. They have different cards that they're going to activate. So you kind of need to tackle each of them differently. Um, and likewise, your deck, right, as the player,
Mhm.
you get different upgrades and you get different powers. And I enjoyed maximizing the combination potential of
Yeah.
certain things where it's like, okay, well, if I get this utility thing, I can use it to make it so that I can always do this attack that I want to do. So stacking things was fun. And I think that they gave
Yeah.
out bonuses like and like unlocks at a really
Mhm.
good pace. Like I always
Yeah.
felt like I was getting something.
That's true. Yeah, the progression definitely felt pretty good. Like it, you were there wasn't a. I didn't feel like there was ever like a lull in your progression, which is cool. I agree, 100%. That was fun, and that kept me engaged for sure. Because it's like, oh, okay, I got a new card. I got a new, or yeah, a new card, and then like or either that or adding a new die.
Hmm.
Um, and to your point about the upgrades and stuff like that, it was kind of fun being able to like almost doing a little bit of experimentation.
Yeah.
Like for example, like when you do the +1, like there was a particular ability you could do +1. I was like, what if I dropped the 6 on there? It gave me an extra die. So it was like, so I could take that as an advantage. Like, oh, okay. So the next time I use this, or I have this ability at my next round, I can just like stack up more die so I can have more essentially turns against the enemy. So that was pretty cool.
I did not think to try to put a 6 on top of the +1.
Yeah.
Because that's the top number on the dice.
Right.
I didn't think that was a possibility.
Yeah. So
look at you.
That's how I won the game. You know? No, I don't know. I'm still playing it. No, or I was still playing it at the end. But yeah. So those are some of the things that we liked. Anything else you want to bring up before we go to the dislikes here?
No, I think I padded that pretty well.
Okay.
But there are things I did not like, and I see you do have some as well.
Yeah, but why don't you start? Go ahead with yours.
Okay. I hate it when there's like no voice acting, but you have like the like
the Banjo Kazooie and all that stuff.
You went and recorded audio,
right? Right. I mean, all the Mario games did this too, which I don't get either. Like, what's the point of that? And that guy, the Mario guy, makes a ton of money for just doing a couple of like, it's a me, and that's it. And he's like, here, just back up the Brinks truck on this guy's house, because that's all he has to do. And now Chris Pratt's doing it, but that's a different story. Anyway,
so it drives me crazy. Like, listen, not in the levels while you're dungeon crawling, you don't need voice acting there,
right?
Okay, I don't think you do, but I do think in like the scripted, like this is the game world, and this is what you're going through, and this is what's going to happen to you. Like, you couldn't hire a voice actress to play Lady Luck. Like,
here's the thing, though. I think that I don't know if it's just considered a like or whatnot, but what I thought was interesting is right when you start the game, it does ask you there was like a multitude of languages that the game you can play the game in. So maybe their thought was, if we're going to do all that, that means we're going to have to hire that many voice actors for all those different languages.
Okay.
That's the only thought I can think of for that. But yeah, I agree. Like, why even go to that? Like the grunting and stuff like that. Like, does it add that much more to the game? The music enough was fine.
Yeah, I think you just leave. It bothers me that that's there.
Yeah,
like no voice acting. I play games with no voice acting all the time.
Yeah,
you
can have like that little like the noise like when it goes to the text if you want that, but
yeah.
That you had to pay someone to make like a grunting noises. Where was that? Where was the efficiency in that? Let's talk about that, huh? That makes no sense. So,
yeah. I know that sounds kind of nitpicky, but it right from the beginning, I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
Maybe because the it's so bright and colorful and the music is kind of popping, and then you just get slapped in the face with this.
Yeah.
Like, really?
Yeah. Agreed.
I don't know. I think some of the upgrades seemed pointless to me. Like, I could use an upgrade, but I didn't see any noticeable change to the equipment.
Yeah. Some of them you were just like, what the heck is this?
And I'm like, what do I? And then I didn't immediately realize that you could like go into your backpack and upgrade something in the backpack. So it's like, I felt like I was just throwing it away, and that I didn't like that. I don't like wasting things.
Right. I was a little surprised. I thought like some of the ability, like I would get an ability used on me. And then when I had that particular card, when I used it, I felt like it just wasn't as effective. And that was kind of frustrating. And I feel this is mostly my fault, but I kept like doing the idiot thing where it's just like it'll tell you like you use an even die, and I kept like throwing my 1. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try to kill him with this. Like, wait a minute, this is not gonna work. It's just like so speaking of numbers, that really stunk. But I feel like, is there some sort of dark and sinister thing happening in the background? There seems like something creepy is going on. I
Well,
feel like,
it definitely feels rigged.
yeah.
Like did you beat a boss?
I don't
Did you
know.
complete a run and go back to
No.
talking to? Oh, okay.
No. Oh wow, you got that far that
Mm-hmm.
quickly. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you complete a run
Yeah.
and go back to the to the Lady Luck,
Yeah.
your prize is that you spin this wheel.
Uh-huh.
And if you land on on a star or something like that, then you get your prize. And all of the ones are stars except for one.
And that's
So
the
it's
one
like, and that's of course the one you land on.
Okay. Interesting.
So there's definitely a level of like things are rigged here.
Yeah.
Why is she doing this? Why is she sending you down into dungeons to do these things?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's probably something that's explored as you get later
Right.
in the game.
Okay.
But yeah, I definitely agree with you. There's something sinister here because she's turning you into dice and then making you fight through a bunch of guys for no reason. I doubt it. I think there's got to be a reason, right? There's always a reason.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's cool. That's cool that you got that far or got through an entire run. I think I was close, but I'm not sure. But yeah, I with all that, I was a little confused about what was going on in the game. Like again, a lot of times when an enemy would attack me, it would say they had four. Maybe I'm just not counting it properly, but like I felt like they had more chances than they did die. A lot of times it felt like they were doing more than I was able to do in my particular turn. It was weird. And like some of their abilities when you read them, like I don't know, it did make sense to me, but so be it. That's just me being an idiot. But what else did you not like about this?
You are free to dislike this game in any way that you dislike it, Chris.
Oh, thank you.
But I will say the game is just tons of card battles. Like even getting all the way down and even getting to the boss and fighting the boss is just another card battle, right? Like, are they stronger? Sure. Do they have, abilities that might kick your butt? Yeah, sure. But at the end of the day, it's just another enemy, right? And it kind of feels like it's all kind of the same. So like you complete a run, and for completing the run, you get, no prize, except that you unlock another character to play, with who has a different power set. So the first character that you play as is the warrior.
Yeah.
The first one, the second character is the thief.
Okay.
And so the thief's dice pool is different. The thief's power set, as a consequence is different, plays differently.
Got it. Okay.
So, but then, and I was playing some as the thief, and it's just more of the same. So, the game loop is very simple, and it's a lot of like rinse repeat on that game loop. So I guess if you like the game loop, it's great. And if you don't like the game loop, it's not.
Do you, can you go back to a run with the warrior again, or you have to? Okay. All right. So you continue to level it up. Okay.
Yeah. You would proceed now into like level 2 as the warrior.
Got it.
Like, once you beat the first pass through, it opens up like a grid, and it shows you each character track and where you are on each character's track. So, like I had completed, the first stage or whatever of the warrior, and I was on the first stage as the thief.
Okay. Cool.
And I could play stage 2, I guess, as the warrior, or play stage 1 as the thief.
Yeah. Okay. You mentioned here something about no multiplayer. I don't know. That'd be I could see that, but I could also see that being incredibly difficult. Like, especially because I think most of these multiplayer.
Yeah, it seems weird to me that it's a PvE game, and there's either no way to play it with somebody, right, cooperatively, or have like a PvP mode in this game where it's just like, okay, from playing through the regular game, you unlock all these cards and then you can make a deck and then use that deck to play against another person, right?
Yeah.
Like, it seems kind of like an obvious thing to include.
True.
That would add a lot of replayability to the game, and it's not there, and that's weird to me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's only 900 megs, Tom. So.
Yeah, but I mean, this isn't a lot to implement.
Give them a chance. Maybe they'll throw it back at Dicey Dungeons too. Maybe.
Yes, perhaps. I just noted that it's weird that it's not there.
No, I agree. I mean, it definitely has an aspect that could be interesting in a PvP. I'm just in my mind, I'm thinking like a Yu-Gi-Oh card battle kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be fun. I put something as a dislike, but I will mention this in my notables if you don't want to. If you have anything else if you have anything else on dislikes.
I have nothing on dislikes. I'm shored up.
Well, good news to toilet gamers out there. This game does have cloud gaming with touch controls, so you can play it at the comfort, whatever comfort is for you.
Of the comfort of the commode.
Of the commode, exactly. So you can definitely play this game on the toilet. It does have Xbox Cloud saves and Xbox Play, essentially Play Anywhere, so your stuff transfers all over, which is great. And How Long to Beat says this game takes 23 hours to beat. That's a good amount of content right there for what it is.
Looking at the grid and thinking about how many spaces there were on that grid, like if you wanted to fill up that grid 100%, that probably tracks. There were like 6 characters and maybe 5 levels for each of them. That's 30. Wow. Obviously, I got through my thing in less than an hour. So depending on maybe some of them are faster, some of them are shorter, but I could see 20 something hours.
Any other thoughts though for you?
So I'm glad that you found relax mode. There's also something called Progress Editor, which I don't know if you saw.
No.
That's there too. The two of them together allow the player to tackle the game at however kind of pace you want. Progress Editor, and talking about that grid, it allows you to unlock as much of that grid as you want. So if you want to unlock character number 6 and unlock level 6 for character 6, you could do that right now.
Wow. This is like the ultimate like participation reward.
Yes.
For you. Wow. This is amazing.
So while I wouldn't advocate doing that, I do like the idea that like if you got stuck,
right,
let's say, and you couldn't get past, level 2 with the thief, you could just go, I don't want to do this anymore, but I do want to finish this game, and just kind of click a button and say, and the game will act like you beat it.
Wow.
And let you move on and play level 3.
That's pretty cool, actually. I gotta say. But
I was wowed by the inclusion of that.
Yeah.
It's like having Game Genie built into the game.
Right. Yeah. When they were debugging this game, they probably just left it in there, like, whatever. Let's just see what happens. It is what it is.
Good point.
But Tom, we got to find out though. Are we keeping this game, or are we rolling some snake eyes on this and just throwing this out the window? I don't know.
Well.
But before we get to that, we wanted to let you know about our spectacular sponsor, Winner Winner. Winner Winner is a live arcade claw machine game available on Android and iOS, and it's 100% skill-based. Trust me, if you see me play my games, you know I'm not that great, and I still have won games on my first try. There's hundreds of prizes, even featuring gaming merch from Nintendo. Pick your prize from choices in your particular game, or bank your earnings with tickets to redeem any other prize you want from their wide selection. And for all you lovely people listening or watching our show, you can get bonus tokens on your first app token purchase. Download and create your account, Then use the link in the episode's description to enter promo code DALE after you sign in. Check it out. It's clawsome.
I've got to say, I did not want to stop playing while I was in the middle of my thief run, but I hold true to the sanctity of our rules here of our show. So I did stop.
Okay.
But I went and I looked because I needed to know.
Yeah.
And thankfully the game did save my progress. So I was like, I was in like the third level of the second, first story or whatever for Thief, but like three or four levels down. And it remembered exactly where I was, even though there wasn't any way to save. You just back out, go back to title, and it remembered exactly where I was. Ooh. So the game is small and it's fun. So I'm going to keep it because I don't see a reason why I shouldn't. Ooh. And I'm curious to see how much more I play of it because I did actually like playing it quite a bit.
Well, I'm curious if you can play this on your mobile device.
Ooh. Maybe I'll try that.
Yeah. Again, this seems like a good commuter game also. Not just commode, but commuter as well. So we got the 2 C's covered with this game, folks. So for me, I stopped as well, but I kind of didn't want to. And this is a surprise to me because we've played a bunch of these card style games and I didn't really like them, but this game, it just kept me going. It kept me interested. And I know there's been people that have reached out to me like on Twitter and Discord and stuff like that to try this game. And well done, people. This was a game that I'm going to keep as well. So yeah, this is definitely commode / commute certified. So let's do it. Let's see if we can beat it. So
yes. Look, we agreed.
We did. We did agree that this game and a game that we generally don't like was fun. Yeah.
Genre-wise, this is a surprise.
Very much a surprise for both of us. But those are our thoughts. Let us know what you think of this game. Follow us and say hello on Twitter at TC1H1D or shoot us an email at TC1H1D@outlook.com. Check out our streams on Twitch at twitch.tv/1H1D. And if you're watching this podcast on YouTube, send us a comment down below and we'll try our best to try and respond to it. Sometimes life hits us, but 1H1D is part of the QTV network. If you like gaming podcasts, be sure to check out Quit the Build, a weekly gaming news podcast. Or to see the whole lineup, check out quitthebuild.com/network. There we go. And Tom.
Yes.
Now we need to find out what we're playing next, don't we?
Let's just roll a 6-sided die.
Oh, there you go. Yes. Here we go. Surprise button, aka our 6-sided die. Let us know what we're playing next.
Yeah, which of the 6 games in your library?
Only 6 games. Okay. Serious Sam 4.
Oh. Yeah. I have not played that. I think college maybe we played the first one.
You probably played the first one. I'm fairly certain I played it before as well, but not this one. I've definitely not played this one. This one, I think, here.
And in fairness, Chris, college was 20 years ago.
Damn it! You had to show our age, Tom. Come on. No.
All they need to do is watch the YouTube and they can see our age.
This is also true. Yes. So Serious Sam is going to be our next game that we play. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in to this episode, and we will catch you in the next one.
Thanks, everybody.